Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. J.J. Meyer. We have a really exciting program for you today. My guest is an entrepreneur, author, and a very successful businessman. He's been in television for years as well, and you've probably seen him there. He's here today to discuss his revolutionary, groundbreaking book called Ask More, Get More. The strategies and techniques in this book have made him millions of dollars, and he claims it can work for you too. He claims the techniques in his book will make you money, save you money, allow you to achieve your goals and your dreams, and ultimately give you the financial freedom that you've been looking for. So please help me welcome to our studio, Michael Alden. Welcome, Michael.
JJ, thanks for having me.
Wow.
I tell you, I am so excited to be here. I didn't sleep last night. I'm really, really excited to talk about my book, Ask More, Get More, that I believe is really going to change people's lives.
Well, before we get to the book, though, Mike, I've known you for a while, and I've heard your kind of life story is pretty remarkable. So share with people how you got started.
You know, I think that's really important for people to understand, JJ. I grew up with nothing. I grew up with a single mother, state housing, I ate state cheese, subsidized housing. I was that kid that stood in the separate line in elementary school, middle school, and even high school because my lunch was subsidized by the state. I remember what it was like on Christmas and Thanksgiving to have the dinner subsidized and even presents brought to us by these charitable organizations. But I tell you, I thank God for the way I grew up because we wouldn't be here today to talk about my book, Ask More, Get More, which again, I believe is really going to change people's lives.
Well, it's a very interesting point that you make, that you're grateful for how you grew up, because you could have made other choices and gone the way of some of your relatives or your friends, but you made different choices because you asked more and you got more.
Well, that's the thing. Again, I grew up with family members that were addicted to drugs. I've had family members that have been incarcerated. I grew up around real despair. Look, I don't want to mislead anybody. There were a lot worse situations than mine. People have had it a lot worse than me, but I was able to make different choices, and I was able to learn strategies and techniques. I was taught strategies and techniques at a very young age that most people don't know about, and the crazy thing is about it, JJ, is anybody can do it. Look, I have family members to this day that are addicted to drugs, that have been in prison. It's very, very difficult the way I grew up. But people always ask me, Mike, what makes you so different? You have your own family members are still doing drugs and still having very, very difficult times. And say, you asked me earlier, why'd you write the book? I wrote it for them. And that's really why I wrote the book. I wrote the book for my own family members and for my own friends because I was able to make decisions and I was able to learn things, strategies and techniques that have made me millions of dollars. Millions of dollars, JJ, in the worst economic state in the history of the world. We're living in the worst economy in the history of the world. Not the United States, okay? We had the Great Depression. We have the Great Depression of the world right now.
So you're saying that this book is for everybody? Is it for a certain age or a certain education level? Who can use these strategies?
It doesn't really matter, and that's the thing. You see these programs on TV, how to buy and sell real estate, how to buy and sell stock, how to buy and sell things on eBay. Look, you don't need anything but eyes, a brain, and a want to be more successful. A want to be out of your current situation. That's all you really need. You don't need a computer. You don't have to go to my website. You don't have to buy anything else. Everything in here. This is what I teach you, JJ. A lot of people say, well, what is it? What's your book really about? I teach people how to take the most valuable asset they have. And what is that? Everyone in the entire world has the same thing. And this is what it is, JJ. It's themselves. I teach you how to take what you currently have and become successful. And no matter what you want to do, whether you want to make millions of dollars or whether you want to take your family on vacation, the strategies and techniques in my book work for anybody in any situation. Whether you're 6 years old, 106 years old, whether you grew up in poverty or whether you're living in Beverly Hills, it doesn't matter. The strategies work for anybody.
And so you talk about these strategies and these principles, but how long might they take to show results?
That's the thing. They work almost instantly. We were talking about this earlier in the green room, right? I'll give you an example, okay? I have one phrase in my book, one phrase. I had someone come into my office, and he said to me, Mike, I just got into a car accident yesterday. And I said, well, John, are you okay? And he said, no, I'm fine. I said, oh, okay, well, he's still standing there. I said, okay, well, why are you standing there? He said, well, I want to tell you, I applied that technique that you taught me. And I said, what, when in the car accident? He said, no, with my insurance company. I said, what do you mean? He says, well, I bought the car about a year ago for $8,000. I said, okay. He said, I used that one phrase with my insurance company. They wanted to give me $7,000. I used that one phrase. Not only did they give me more than, they actually gave him $8,300. They gave him more than what he bought the car for a year prior.
Wow.
And wait, I'm not done. He also said, look, he had a TV in the car and when he got in the car accident. He said, yeah, look, I also had a TV in the car. He applied the same phrase twice now. They actually gave him money for that. All he had to do was ask the question. Most people, they say, oh, my insurance company is just going to give me, what they're going to give me. I taught him how to ask a simple question that made him $1,200 instantly.
That's pretty amazing. Now, I'm sure that there's viewers that are watching that don't have any money. So does it take money to make money? We hear that phrase all the time.
It doesn't, and that's the thing. You know, to buy and sell stock, you need to have money, right?
Right.
To buy and sell things on eBay, you need to have a computer and you need to have money. It doesn't happen. To buy and sell real estate, you know, I have friends that have programs that actually do work, but they're very, very difficult, and you actually do have to have money. That's a fact. These programs on TV work for 1/10 of 1%. Look, you're not going to see a disclaimer on the bottom of the screen that says results not typical. If you watch these other programs, they have these big, giant disclaimers.
Yeah.
You can't even read what they're saying.
Yeah.
You don't need any money. You don't need an education. Look, all you need is a mind, some eyes, and a willingness to be more successful, and a willingness to get out of the situation that you're in. And that's all you need.
Well, I'm sure there's people already wondering how they find this book, and it's not available in bookstores.
It's not.
So how do people get the book?
JJ, my book, Ask More, Get More, How to Earn More, Save More, and Live More, will change your life. Again, I mentioned this earlier. You're not going to see a disclaimer on the bottom of the screen that says results not typical. This isn't buying and selling real estate. You don't need money to make money. All you need is a willingness to change your current situation. My book will change your life. And here's the one thing I will guarantee you. If it doesn't change your life, if you're not happy with the book, I give you a 100% money-back guarantee, and I'll even pay for the shipping. The fact is, the strategies and techniques in my book work for anybody in any situation.
Well, Mike, there's a couple of points I want to draw out from the book, and I know you have lots of examples to share with us, but you say some interesting things about failure and
Sure.
about you failing and not failing. Could you elaborate on that?
Well, we live in a society that where a lot of people are worried about failure. Everyone, the fear of failure you always hear, right? I've never failed at anything in my entire life. People say, how is that possible? You know, I'm in the direct response business. Look, I've declared bankruptcy. I don't consider that a failure. I consider that a temporary defeat. Do you know what it's like declaring bankruptcy? You don't really feel good about yourself. It's very, very difficult. But I was able to teach myself strategies and techniques and how to change the way I think and to really understand that I didn't fail. I just suffered a temporary defeat. The most successful people in the world have been defeated and are being defeated every single day. Donald Trump declared bankruptcy twice, and he's a billionaire, okay?
Yeah.
That's what people need to understand. The rich and the famous, they suffer temporary defeats every single day. If they thought they failed, they wouldn't be who they are today. And that's what separates the rich, the famous, and the successful. You need to understand that you've never failed, and you will never fail at anything. You may suffer temporary defeats, but those defeats are really more like an education. Look, whether if you didn't go to high school, if you didn't go to college, if you didn't get your PhD or your law degree, it doesn't matter. Life is your education. And the one life example that I learned at a very early age is I've never failed at anything.
Well, that's a great attitude, and that alone can change your life, and obviously it did change
Absolutely.
yours. Now, we talked about people don't need any money to use these techniques, but what kind of time do they have to invest?
Look, the book is only about 280 pages, okay? It'd take the average person maybe 2-3 days to read it if you just sat there and read it straight through.
Right.
My book is really simple to understand. It's really easy. The strategies and techniques work for anybody. I have margins in the side of my book where you can actually write down notes and absorb your thoughts. It's real simple, it's real easy, and it takes seconds, okay? You open the first couple pages, you're going to get something out of the book. If you read maybe the first 10 pages and you put it down, your life is going to change. I'll guarantee that. But if you read the whole book, your life is going to change beyond belief. The things that are going to happen to you, it's going to be almost like magical. In fact, it happens to me all the time. People come into my office and say, Mike, I applied that one phrase. I have one phrase in my book, JJ, that will change your life. Whether you're at the local drive-thru or whether you're negotiating a multi-million-dollar deal, this one phrase works for anybody in any situation. Whether you have tax problems, whether you're, again, buying and selling something, this one phrase, it's so simple and so easy. When people look at it and say, I can't believe I didn't know that. But the fact is, it works, and it works every single day.
Well, I would have to say that to you too, because I've been an entrepreneur for 30 years, and I actually used the phrase just last week in a business negotiation and got twice what I asked for.
Sure.
So it really does work. There's no doubt about that. But another chapter that really spoke to me, because I loved the title of that chapter, and I think it's something like, don't ever go to work again.
That's correct.
Okay, what does that mean to you?
Never go to work again. JJ, I don't work anymore. What does that mean? I have companies that are all over the world. They generate millions of dollars. I have over 150 employees, and I go to the office. But if I decide I don't want to go to the office anymore, I don't have to. But here's the thing. I love what I do, and that's what I teach people to do. Look, if you're in a current current job, you're not happy, you don't like what you're doing, I teach you how to change the way you think. I'll give you an example. My father, he's a machinist, okay? He's 63 years old. He's in a company, he's been there for almost 10 years, and they're laying people off, jobs are going overseas, he doesn't know what to do. About 2 years ago, actually, when I was writing the book, he came to me and said, Mike, I don't know what to do. I said, Dad, I have one strategy, and this is what I want you to do. I want you to apply this one strategy, and I want you to go back to work and see what happens. People are still being laid off. He's still there. He applied this one strategy. The upper management have now taken notice. He's actually involved in committees. He's involved in the safety committee and at his machine shop. What he's done is, JJ, he's actually increased his net worth. And my father, again, he's 63 years old. He's kind of set in his ways. It took me a long time to actually get him to actually do it, you know? But once he did it, he realized that, you know what, these work, and they work for anybody. My father graduated high school. He didn't go to college, but he applied this one strategy, and he increased his net worth.
That's just amazing. Well, we're going to change track here a little bit, because as you go further along in the book, you teach people how to get the most amazing stuff for free, even
Sure.
something like a vacation.
Well, that's the thing, is that right now we are in the worst economy, again, in the history of the world. When I was a kid, okay, when I wanted things, I couldn't go to my mother or my father and say, hey, you know, can you give me $100 to buy the bike? What I had to do is I had to figure out ways to make money and do it in an honest way. I grew up in the projects. I grew up around crime, drugs, and violence. There are many paths I could have taken. But I decided at a very early age, and I was taught strategies and techniques at a very early age on how to make more, save more, and earn more, okay? So look, when I was a kid, for instance, we talked about vacations, but we also talked earlier in the green room about how to get groceries for free.
Right.
When I wanted that box of cereal that was too expensive, what I did was I actually went out and I cut coupons and gave them to my mother so she would go out and buy that cereal that I wanted so we could save money on it. These are little simple things that everybody can do. How to go on vacation for free. I have a strategy in my book where you can go anywhere in the world for free. I couldn't say it on TV if it wasn't true. Look, my book isn't about how to go on vacation for free or how to save money on your groceries, but I have strategies and techniques that will ultimately give you more out of life. If you have a family and the average cost of a vacation for a family is $4,000.
Wow.
Imagine going on vacation for free. I couldn't say it on TV if it wasn't true. They work, and I've done them.
Well, there's also this phrase that we were joking around about negotiating for dummies.
Sure.
Because this stuff really is so simple. Sometimes it's stuff we know. We just need to be reminded of it, right?
Well, see, that's the thing, is my book really teaches people what they already know. There's a lot of different things in here. They say, you know what, I didn't know that. But a lot of the stuff is really simple and basic. And when you get it, again, you're going to say, I wish I would have known that. But what I've done is look, again, I grew up in humble beginnings with nothing, and I've made millions of dollars very, very quickly. And what I've done is I've put down the simple strategies and techniques that I've done. It's not necessarily negotiating. It's about wanting more out of life. I didn't want to live in the projects anymore. I didn't want to eat state cheese. I didn't want to have to wake up in the morning and worry about my electricity being shut off. I didn't want to see my mother cry because she was talking to the housing authority so we wouldn't get evicted. I wanted more out of life. And that's really all you need. You just need to want more out of life. My book isn't a success book. What it really is it's a recipe. It's a blueprint to change your current situation. Again, whether you're living in a cardboard box or whether you're living in a mansion in Beverly Hills, my book will work for anybody in any situation. And it's a fact. It just works. When you're watching right now, you're saying, this guy's talking really fast, and it's probably not true. Look, I give you 100% money-back guarantee. In fact, if you don't like my book, send it back. I'll even give you the shipping. You know what? I don't need the money. That's the thing. People say, why'd you write the book? I said, well, because friends and family members are suffering. Today, they're suffering, and they don't know what to do. I've given my book and the strategies and techniques to my friends and my family members, and they come to me every single day, and they say, Mike, you know, I applied that one strategy in chapter 6, or I used that one phrase, and it saved me $50 here. I'll give you an example, okay? Again, I do it every single day. Yesterday, we're here in Santa Monica. I've been very, very fortunate, again, to make a lot of money fairly quickly. I've also been fortunate, and I'm starting to get into collecting artwork, okay? A lot of my friends, they only let me walk past an art gallery because I walk in and I want to buy something. I walked in and I saw this artwork that I really, really wanted. And you know what? If I told you how much money it was, you'd think I'm crazy, okay? I applied this one phrase, and I got it for half the price, and it was literally the artwork that was in the window. This artwork was the one that was designed to attract people to come in, okay?
And it did.
It brought me in, but I got it for half the price, and she's shipping it to me for free, okay? And so, again, one phrase, I do it every single day. People say, how do you know they work? Because I do them every single day.
So you're a living example of what you chose to then share with other people. We were also discussing that success means different things to different people. It's not always just about money.
It's not always about money, but really when it comes down to is freedom, right? And when we talk about freedom, it's usually two words. It's financial freedom, right? I don't have to go to work if I don't want to go to work tomorrow. I don't have to do anything ever again. And I'm only 37 years old. Look, if you want more out of life, if you want to go on vacation, if you want that nice car, if you want to change your current situation, if you don't like your apartment, if you don't like the way you're living, my book, Ask More, Get More, teaches anybody in any situation to change their current situation. And that's really what it is. I'm not an author by trade. People just ask me, Mike, what makes you so different? So I just started writing things down. And then I realized, wow, the things that I've done, and when I was doing research for the book, I realized that some of the most successful people in the history of the world are applying these strategies and techniques and have applied these strategies and techniques in the past. J.P. Morgan applied these strategies and techniques that have made him millions of dollars, okay? John D. Rockefeller applied these strategies and techniques that have made him millions of dollars. The book is called Ask More, Get More, right?
Ask More, Get More.
What I do is I teach people how to ask questions. John D. Rockefeller didn't grow up wealthy, but what he did was he asked questions, okay? He asked questions and how to do certain things. He asked, hey, you know what? We had this byproduct. It's called gasoline. What can we do with it? You know how rich that made him?
Yeah.
He just asked questions, and that's what I teach people to do, is to ask the right questions.
Do you think people are afraid to ask questions because they're going to look like they're not intelligent or they're going to be rejected in some way?
Well, that's a great point. And one of the things in my book is I teach people just to think a little bit different, okay? The great Zig Ziglar, he just recently passed away. And I'm very, very fortunate to have, I attended the 59th anniversary of his 21st birthday. I've had dinner with him. What he does is he teaches you to think a little bit different. I'm not telling you to some pie in the sky techniques or to train yourself that's going to take years and years. What I'm teaching you to do is simple strategies and techniques that anybody can do. Again, Zig Ziglar. One of the things that he taught me and that I learned at a very, very early age, and I was very, very fortunate to discover his publications and his books. Tomorrow morning, what I want you to do is, and your spouse might think you're crazy, but if you do it, I guarantee you're going to have the best day you've had in years. When you wake up tomorrow morning, I want you to clap your hands and I want you to say, I'm going to have a terrific day, because that day will change your life. That's just one thing I talk about in the book, and I do it every single day. You ask me, Mike, how are you feeling? I feel terrific, even when I don't. You know why? Because at some point I will. That's a simple strategy that I talk about in my book. It's not pie in the sky stuff. When people watch this program, they say, is it really true? You see infomercials on TV and they don't work. Again, these things, they just don't seem like a reality. My book is a reality. I couldn't say it on TV if it wasn't true.
Now, you shared with us just a couple of minutes ago that you're 37 years old, so you've had a lot of success very young. But what about a viewer that's out there that's saying, well, I'm 65 or I'm 70. It's too late for me.
It doesn't matter. See, that's the thing. I talk about this in my book. Age-atitis, I call it, okay?
Age-atitis?
Age-atitis. Whether you're 19 or whether you're 109, your life can change at any time. It's just the wanting to do it, and that's really all you need to do. I had a friend of mine. He was just here, okay? He's in his 60s. He probably doesn't want to tell anybody. He was in his 60s, and he sent me a picture, and I have the picture on my phone, and he read the book. He's a very successful artist. He's had great business success, and he actually, one strategy in my book, I teach you one thing you need to do is you need to put in front of you certain principles, strategies, and techniques that you need to do every single day. And he sent me a picture of it on his desk, and for me, that was great. And he says, Mike, it's actually changed my life. And that's what I'm saying is, he's in his 60s. He's already financially free, but he wants to change things as well. Everybody wants a little bit of change. You just need to do it. Again, my father, he's 63 years old. He does it every single day, and he thanks me for it.
He thanks you for it.
Absolutely.
As I think you thank him for what he instilled in you in terms of your work ethic and whatnot, even though you grew up in very difficult situations. So a question probably a lot of people are sitting at home thinking, did you invent these strategies? Did you study them? You mentioned Zig Ziglar, so certainly other people have had an impact on you as well.
At a very, very young age, I discovered strategies and techniques that most people don't know about, The rich and the famous, quite frankly, a lot of the rich and famous probably don't want you to know about them. I was able to discover a lot of strategies and techniques, but I was also able to apply strategies and techniques that I've learned and done on my own. They're real simple, they're real easy, and I wouldn't be on TV talking about if they were difficult. Look, I've read a lot of success books, and I've read a lot of different personal development books that, quite frankly, are difficult, and they're not easy to do. My book is really designed for anybody, whether you're 6 years old. Look, if you can read, JJ, if you can't read, I have an audio book, okay?
There you go.
I have an audio book, and it'll work for you as well. Whether you're 6 years old, 106 years old, whether you have your GED or you don't have your GED, or whether you have your PhD, the strategies and techniques in my book that work for anybody. And here's the thing, it's almost magical. I have people coming into my office all the time. I told you a story earlier. Had a friend of mine come into my office. He said, I'm sitting there at my desk, and I was busy, and he said, hey, Mike, I used that one phrase. And I said, well, what are you talking about? What phrase? He said, I used that one phrase. I had some gold. And I said, tell me the story. He says, I brought this old jewelry, that old gold that I wanted to sell.
Yeah.
I brought it to the pawn shop, and they gave me a certain price. And I used that one phrase that's in your book, and then I said nothing. And they gave me another $50. Now, $50 doesn't sound like a lot of money, but you know what? If it's not a lot of money, there'll be an address at the end of this program. You could send me the $50. $50 is a lot of money. Some people, that's a half a day's work. Some people, that's a full day's work. But he applied one simple strategy and technique, and it made him $50. Same individual, he works for me, he used the same phrase, and he actually made my company $500,000.
Oh my gosh.
Okay? The strategies work for anybody in any situation. Look, the same phrase I'm talking about, if you're talking with your spouse, you apply this one phrase, no matter what you want, and you just use this phrase, you'll get what you want from your spouse, and they won't even know it.
And they won't even know it. So for all those people at home that are thinking, maybe I need to read this book, how do they actually get the book?
Sure. Again, my book, Ask More, Get More, How to Earn More, Save More, and Live More, will change your life. We talked about this earlier. It's not how to buy and sell real estate. It's not how to buy and sell stock. It's not how to buy and sell things on eBay. My book provides you with simple, easy, and effective strategies and techniques that will change your life. And here's the one thing we talked about. Here's the one thing that I will guarantee you. I guarantee it will change your life. And if it doesn't, send it back. And not only will I give you your money back for the book, I'll actually give you your shipping back. If this book doesn't change your life, send it back. But I will say this, when you do get the book, you need to read it, and you need to apply the strategies and techniques on a daily basis. And when you do, you will achieve success beyond belief.
Now, in the tagline for your book about teaches you how to earn more and save more and live more. So there's really strategies in here as well about how to make money, not just save money?
Absolutely. I have one chapter titled, How to Run Your Life Like a Business. I teach you simple strategies and techniques on how to take you. I call it you enterprises. People need to understand that you are your most valuable asset. Without you, nothing exists. So I teach you how to run your own personal life like a business.
So you're saying that if we approach running our lives like we would run a business, because sometimes we divide those two things,
Sure,
that we can be more successful. How long does it take for all this to happen?
Again, it all depends on what you want, right? If you want to go on vacation, if you want to buy that car, if you want to maybe buy that house, or if you just want to change your current living situation, if you want a nicer apartment, okay? They work almost instantly. The strategies and techniques in my book work for anybody in any situation. Again, we talked about things you can buy and things that people buy and sell and pay for, right? Electricity, cable. I was telling you this earlier. I had a friend of mine, he said to me, Mike, my cable bill is really, really expensive. I said, I want you to apply this one technique that I have in my book, which you call the cable company. And by the way, I've done it, and every one of my friends have done it, okay? It's the same cable company, and if they know about it now, they're probably going to be very upset. They use this one phrase. He called in. Not only did he get, it was $40 a month, so essentially $500 a year off. He got more channels, and they actually sent him $300 in gift cards. People think that's crazy. Look, folks, I couldn't say it on TV if it wasn't true. I was talking to somebody else earlier. A lot of people have tax problems, right? You see these programs on TV.
Right.
Don't go at it alone. I have strategies and techniques in my book on how to deal with the IRS. They're just like any other entity. If you apply the strategies and techniques in my book, if you have a tax problem, don't call those other programs on TV. Get my book because it works, and they're simple, they're easy, and effective.
You make a really interesting distinction between what we pay for and what we purchase. And that's just a psychological twist, really, on how we can use these types of strategies, regardless if we feel like we're paying something or purchasing something.
Look, I use certain phrases and techniques when I go to the drive-thru, okay? They're real simple and they're real easy. Again, whether you're buying a cheeseburger or whether you're buying a multi-million-dollar house. See, the thing is, Most people, the two biggest things they buy is a house and a car. And that's when they decide that they're going to go in and they're going to save money and they're going to make money. The problem is they're not prepared. I teach you how to be prepared for any situation, whether you're buying a house, whether you're buying a car, or whether you're going and buying a shirt. My strategies and techniques are scalable. What do I mean by that? My companies have generated tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, applying these strategies and techniques. If you're looking to make $10 million, $100 million, if you're looking to make $10 or $100, the strategies and techniques in this book work for anybody in any situation. That's what people really need to understand. You know, again, you're not going to see a disclaimer on the screen that says results not typical. You're not going to see a big, look, and I don't put testimonials on there because most of the testimonials on TV, they're not true. That's just a fact, okay?
Mike, you just shared with us a few minutes ago that you're really successful now. You're still very young. You don't have to work anymore if you don't want to. So why did you write the book? Who did you write it for? And if somebody wants it, how do they get it?
You know, see, that's the thing, JJ. I ultimately wrote this book for my friends and my family members. I don't need the money. I'm not one of these guys selling, you know, book after book after book on TV on subjects that they don't really know about. This book is ultimately a guide or a recipe or a blueprint, in essence, for your day-to-day life. And it's really the blueprint that I've followed to achieve success. Again, I've made millions of dollars in the worst economic state in the history of the world. Again, my book, Ask More, Get More, How to Earn More, Save More, and ultimately live more, is going to change your life. So pick up the phone and give us a call. This isn't one of those money-making schemes. This isn't one of those things you buy and sell real estate. This isn't one of those things, how to buy and sell stock or how to make money on the internet. You're not going to see a disclaimer on the bottom of the screen that says results not typical. The fact is my book will change your life. Don't be one of those people that said, if I'd only picked up the book, because you know what, folks? This book will change your life. It'll not only change your life, but it'll change your family's life. If you want more out of life, whatever it is, if you want a better job, if you want to go on vacation, or if you want to achieve ultimate success, if you want millions of dollars, but here's what I'm really talking about. Personal financial freedom. Like JJ mentioned earlier, I don't have to work anymore. And folks, if that's what you want, if you really want personal financial freedom, pick up the phone and give us a call. This book will change your life. And again, one last thing, I provide you with a 100% money-back guarantee, including the shipping and handling. If you don't get anything out of this book, if you're not happy with the results in this book, send it back and I'll also give you the shipping back. I'm that confident because I know this book will change your life.
Mike, I can't believe how this time has flown by. I'm sure we're going to have you back again.
Thank you.
Hopefully there's going to be a sequel to this book.
I hope so.
We know how popular it's going to be. So if you are looking for a way to change your life, to achieve your goals, your dreams, to become financially free without spending a lot of money or time, then pick up the phone and give us a call. Ask More, Get More truly provides you with a roadmap or a recipe, in essence, to achieve your goals and your dreams. I've read this book and I can tell you it will change your life. So don't wait, take action right now. This book is only available through our special TV offer, and as Mike just said over and over again, it's 100% guaranteed. So you have nothing at all to lose by picking up the phone and giving us a call. I'm Dr. J.J. Meyer, and I'll see you next time.